You ever just lie awake at night haunted by the past, by the mistakes that should have been avoided, the failures that cost you more than you ever imagined? I know what that's like, and if you're stuck there, it's time to move forward. Because here's the truth. Your past doesn't define you. The enemy wants you stuck because Jesus already set you free, but too many men they just live like they're still bound in chains. And this video is about breaking free. And I'm going to walk you through 5 very powerful steps to let go of your past and fully step into the man that God called you to be. If you've surrendered your life to Christ, you are a new creation, but here's the problem. Most men don't believe it. I remember talking to a guy who had spent years battling addiction. He'd burned bridges, hurt the people he loved. Even after giving his life to Jesus, he kept replaying the past like a highlight reel. And I looked at him in the eye and I just said, "You're not that man anymore." And the world may try to define you by the worst moments of your life, but God calls you something different. Forgiven, redeemed, made new. Right now, I want you to write down who you were before Christ and then write down who you are now. Read it out loud. Speak the truth over yourself. Because the enemy, he thrives when you stay silent. Most men struggle not with believing that God can actually forgive them, but with forgiving themselves. And you've asked for forgiveness 100 times, but deep down, you still feel unworthy. If God has already forgiven you, who are you to say otherwise? The Bible says, as far as the east is from the west, so far does he remove our transgressions from us. And there was a time I messed up big. I hurt someone I cared about and I asked God for forgiveness, but I still carried the guilt. And then one night I was praying and I felt like a strong conviction. I already have. Won't you believe me? And that was the moment I realized my real problem wasn't whether God forgave me or not. It was whether I would forgive myself. So write yourself a letter from God's perspective. Imagine him speaking directly to you, telling you that you're forgiven, loved, and redeemed. Then read that out loud. And here's the real battle. It's not just what you've done, it's how you think. You can be completely forgiven, but still think like a condemned man. And if your thoughts don't actually change, your life's not going to change either. So what do you say to yourself when no one's listening? Because your thoughts, they will shape your reality. You need to start fighting back. When the lies creep in, challenge them. Speak the truth over yourself. For the next 30 days, look in the mirror every morning and declare, I am forgiven and free. God has a purpose for my life. My past does not define me. And it might feel awkward, but if you don't speak actually like a man of God, how will you ever live like one? You know, a man standing alone is a man on a dangerous ground. And when you isolate yourself, you're an easy target. The enemy hunts just like a wolf. He looks for the weak, the separated, and the ones wandering alone. Iron sharpens iron. So if you don't have godly men in your life pushing you forward, you're going to stay stuck. And if you're not in a strong men's group, find one. If you don't have accountability, get it. God never intended you to do this all on your own. And too many Christian men know that they're free, but they never live like it. They hesitate. They second guess themselves. And listen, if you keep looking back, you're never going to move forward. Paul had every reason to dwell on his past, but he made a choice. Forgetting what lies behind, straining forward, and what lies ahead. I press on. So what about you? What's your next move? What's the one bold step that you need to make today to start walking in your new identity? Start a daily prayer habit. Cut ties with what's keeping you stuck and share your testimony to help someone else. No more excuses, no more hesitation. You have 2 choices. You can stay chained to the past or rise and walk in freedom. Drop a comment. What's one step you're taking today? And if this spoke to you, share it with some other man that might just need to hear this today. Move forward. Your new identity is waiting. Be strong.